Right, we think we're live. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a 5 to afternoon, actually, but the greetings are the same as we might as well be an afternoon now. This is the 13th. It's Tuesday, the 13th of April, 2021. You're in the right place if you're here for the 12 noon movement snack. We've got quite a few bits to be getting along with here in our midday special. We are the filling of your day, the filling of the movement snack sandwiches. And the reason I'm saying this is because, believe it or not, on a random scroll through Facebook, it's come up as being National Make Lunch Count Day. And I think that's really just hitting the nail right on the head for where this movement snacking fits into everybody's day. It might be a late lunch. It could be an early lunch if you're crowbarring us in the following day, if you're doing a late catch up. But either way, we're here for you. We're here for you to get your fill out of movement from. Right, hello catcher-uppers. Goodbye catcher-uppers. Have a great movement snack. Enjoy. And who's in on the live with me today, I wonder? Grab yourself a tea towel. George is first in. Hello, George. Feeling chipper after your haircut? As you can see, mine doesn't look the best, especially with a bit of a light shining behind me from the window. It accentuates all of the wispy bits that need a bit of a lick and a stick down. Right, so today is a good day as always. It's always a good day if it's got movement embedded into it somewhere, isn't it? And you know, in these movement snacks, we can actually make a bit more out of the movements that we're doing and give them some real target. So when I mean that is we can move, but with certain moves and certain approaches to moving, we can get some muscular engagement or some strength related benefits. We can target stuff that might help to challenge and therefore improve our balance. And as well, all of these things link into all of the things that perhaps you're doing already. Right, good afternoon then, Mrs. P. Vivian and Paul are probably there. I can see you are. Gloria's in. George has had a haircut, everybody. Have a look at yesterday's noontime movement snack for a before and after. I specially requested that. And if any of you were going out and doing, dare I say, exciting stuff, like getting your hair cut, we'd love a before and after. We love a before and after picture, as we do with garden projects and anything else that we've had photographic evidence for in previous requests and stuff like that. Right, we've got Gillian with a J who's in. Midday movers, Margaret Wood is saying hello to all of you midday movers. Oh, and reports in, Margaret is no longer cold, her heating sorted. Yeah, on the sunniest day so far. Thanks, George, for the countdown. Wendy Granger's in. Hello, you. Sandra Hewitt's in. Sandra, I've traded your achy legs for my achy legs today. They do ache. I might get up, but warming up always does it good, doesn't it? Right, just before we launch into a 3, 2, 1 then. So today it's Thursday. No, it's not Thursday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, the 13th of April, 2021. And believe it or not, it is National Make Lunch Count Day. I stumbled across it earlier. And I reckon we could adopt this. So today launches us into International Make Movement Your Mission Lunch Count Day. And every day here on after as well. Right, I think we're time for a 3, 2, 1, aren't we? So just the last few good afternoons. Diane, Maddie, Anne's in. Always on a winning streak, Vivian. Always. Gloria, Carol Kent's in. Right, I think we're ready to go. We're a bit low on numbers actually today, but we can't wait. We've got to do it. They can catch up, can't they? So, we need a 3, 2, 1, and I need a place that my scribbles aren't going to fall off. Tea towel alert, by the way. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. It's 12 noon and you know what time it is. It's time to make most of this movement snack. So all of these movements you will find somewhere in your day. There are seated and standing options. Take a look, take your pick. What works for you is the thing that will work best overall. The space that you're moving around in needs to be clear, of course, and you need to perhaps have some external support available and a solid chair to sit on if you're doing any seated stuff. The only additional thing for today is, oh, I've got it upside down, I think, is a tea towel. It doesn't have to be a Make Movement Your Mission one, but what it does have to be is something that you can grip onto and use as a bit of resistance to work against. Let's put that there for now. Let's set up our posture. And by the way, just to mention again, it's Tuesday, the 13th of April 2021 in noontime. Here we go. Posture check-in. Standing feet hip distance apart, same in seated. Lifting and lengthening through the legs if you're in standing, and evenly standing or evenly sitting through either your bum or your legs. Here we focus a bit on the centre bit, the lengthening through this bottom part of your spine, lifting the shoulders round, back and down, encouraging an open posture here and a bit of extra height out of your actual height. Taking up some support either in front of you or to the side of you, we can begin with some foot pedals. And the same in seated, except if you're not already forwards in the chair, you might want to take a few hip walks. Just bringing yourself towards the front portion of whatever you're sitting in. And the foot pedals, starting off nice, easy, low level, and loosening off the ankles, getting some movement into the feet and the toes as we do so. Now this might quickly turn into a leg march. And if you're in standing, you might choose to, or feel better to, hold on to your support. And in seated, just keep a light hold onto the arms of the chair or perhaps the side of the chair as well. Now in seated, you might get a little bit of hip ache, some kind of local muscle fatigue coming in there. And if I've described what you tend to start feeling, then just bring it down or stop the legs and you can focus on just a bit of top half stuff, which we're going to introduce now. So an arm swing, and you can bring both arms in together if you like, in seated or standing. You'll probably find that you will feel perhaps more secure and coordinated if you bring one arm into the mix first and maybe swap sides. You might not be ready to release your support completely, and that's okay. Just do what feels best for you. And when you get into your rhythm with this, hopefully you've got a bit of opposite arm to leg marching going on. The movement from the shoulder with the arm swings, and your lever, so your arm lever is not too long. We should be able to feel the elbow driving back. And if that continues to feel good for you and it doesn't get you too out of puff, then you can make the movements just that little bit bigger if you like. Bigger will equal a bit more effort. And remember, we're not aiming to get you out of puff and breathing heavily and your heart thumping away, but there will be some slight changes around your heart, your lungs, your circulatory system. But as you can hear, I can still talk to you, and if you were talking back to me, you should be able to do so without too many huffs and puffs in between. 2 or 3 minutes is all we need on this Circ Boost. It's just as it is, a boost to switch you from an off, depends if you've been sat down or not very busy, or an idling setting to a definite on setting. Steady yourself down, bring your marching legs and arms to a stop, take up some support. You might have a few different options around you that you can work between depending on what we're doing. Now, because it's National Make Lunch Count Day, I've prepared and prepped up a trio for you. We always have a trio. We love a bit of a trio. The first one is, hang on a minute. Oh, it's a medley of sweet sit-to-stands. You might not quite be there with your sit-to-stand yet, so here are a few options to begin with. We've done sit-to-stands loads, haven't we, throughout previous movement snacks. So if you're good to go with the sit-to-stand, then you may begin, of course. Focusing though on the sitting phase being slower. Really put the brakes on there as you come down. Now, if you're not quite ready to stand or you're working towards standing, tuck your feet back, and this gets you into a better position to attempt a stand. Your hips are forwards on the chair, so we're not sat too deep far back in the chair. And this begins with a lift and a lengthen, a tilt forwards and a push and a drive with your feet into the floor. Push, push, push down. Doesn't look like I'm doing much, but boy, can I feel that on my thighs at the minute. And then relax. So that's the kind of jockey pose without the lift. Try again. So sit tall first, ease forward. So you're on a bit of a get ready, diagonal position, slight tilt forwards, push with the feet into the ground. That might be enough, but if you can, try and give yourself a little boost out of your seat. Work between both of those options, but you should start to feel that around the thighs, around the knees, and it's a great movement to start to build into these really important thigh muscles. If you're doing your full sit to stand, have a bit of oomph to power. You might feel better just adjusting the feet as you stand up, and taking a couple of steps backwards here so that our legs have that point of reference against the chair. We know it's there, so we don't need to twist or anything as we sit down. Bum, sit back first, knees begin to follow, lowering down. If you can, hold it for maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds. The legs should be feeling it there, and then control the rest of the way down. You might well be far back in your chair now, so just take that hip walking, readjust your position in the forwards part of the chair. And hip distance apart tends to be just right for a sit to stand or a prepare or an actual jockey lift. It's all about posture as well, so lift and lengthen, and a bit of oomph, a bit of power, a bit of oomph. Always serves as well, especially if we're in quite a low chair or a sofa, and we can end up in those places before and we think, this might be a bit of a trick to get out of. And that power, that oomph of power, can really be one of your best allies in rising or even adjusting yourself if you've been sucked into a nice comfy sofa. After a few, don't be surprised if your legs start to ache a little bit. Mine have ached from the start of this, just from this push. Oh, I think I did a bit too much yesterday, but my muscles know that they've done something, and although there is a little bit of an ache there, and you might experience this as well from time to time, it actually feels nice as well. Here's the lowering phase. If you want to add in a bit of a hold, so this is kind of skiing down the mountain position, before you lower down, then that will notch on a little bit of an extra challenge for you. That will drizzle on a bit more challenge for you on our sweet selection of sit to stands. There's my last one. If you want to bring a few foot pedals in, sometimes you feel a bit of a burning sensation building up around the muscles that you've worked quite well. And all we need really to flush that away, it's lactic acid that builds up, that's what gives you a bit of a burning sensation. All it needs is a little bit of movement, a bit of circulation booster to aid its recovery and yeah, flush it away from the muscles that have just worked quite hard. What have we got next? We've got an upper body movement here, and this is where we'll cue in our tea towel. So just dab your, you've just wet your whistle there on our sweet treat of sit to stands. We're going to have a look at a duo of arm curls here, and these are the muscles that are your lifting and carrying muscles. We hold stuff here quite a lot, so it might be a tray, a kettle, a saucepan, it might be the washing basket or anything like that. So we're going to focus on a fixed position here. Come down into seated. Let's crowbar in one more stand to sit and we'll have a look. I'll just hotch my chair at how we can do this. Now, you can loop your tea towel under both legs. It depends how long your tea towel is. If it's relatively short, you might want to just loop it under one leg, and then you just do one arm at a time before switching sides, of course. Let's have the thumb at the top and the tail of your tea towel at the top as well. Get a bit of tightness there on your fixing hand and your arm that's going to be working, and just pull up to about halfway and fix it there. I'll just switch around. So it doesn't look like I'm doing much, but I can feel the muscles in the front of arm starting to fire up and hold themselves there statically without movement. So there's still some muscular tension that I've switched on there. As you're holding, try not to hold your breath as well. It's almost too tempting. But try not to hold your breath and hold for perhaps about 5 seconds maximum. So find your point, elbow tucked in, and just pull. Sit tall so you're not pulling yourself forwards best you can, and you should feel that tension working through the front of your arm. Maybe have a couple more goes on that, holding, like I say, for about 3, 4, 5 seconds maximum, but still breathing. And here's your other one. So have a look at the grip. We want a thumbs up grip here and a thumbs up grip on the top hand. All right. You can stay in seated if you prefer. I'm just going to stay here actually. I think this might give you the better view than when I'm back there sat down. So we're going to work the back of the arm on the low arm and the front of the arm on the top arm. So sit or stand tall, press the arm down, level with your body and squeeze your arm back. So you're firing up the back of your arm muscles there, standing or sitting tall. Now keep that tension on the low hand and try and pull up with the top hand. Press down again and bend through. Press down, bend through. Keeping that tension tight all the way through. Feel this arm, top arm, this is front of arm working, and lowest arm, we're getting a bit of a press. And of course, we've got grippage involved there too. When you're ready to change sides, change the grips. So thumb at the top on the top arm, thumb at the top on the bottom arm. And if you want to, start there. Press, but resist. Now, reverse it. So it's, I guess it's a little bit of a wood chop action. Back of the arm working, front of the arm working now, but back of the arm working as we get down to the side of your body. Few on each side, and then maybe just give your fingers a stretch, your arms a little bit of a move, rolling in, rolling out, shoulder circles, and there's your duo of arm curl. Tea towel's done with. How about a platter of patter? Now, I think Bex has done something along these lines with you before. We're going to be pattering the feet and picking up a little bit of speed with it. Let's face it, we need to move at different speeds throughout the day. We need to respond and react to things. And this will help us to be able to do that with regards to our feet. If you want, hold on. Start to bring some foot pedals in. This can be replicated exactly the same in seated at either this pace or the quicker pace, and just have a go at pumping through the legs 3, 4 or 5 times, and then have a pause. Going back to the slow version again. So when you're ready, patter. So there's your patter. It's like, kind of like you're running up the stairs quickly, or pedaling the bike quickly. It's a similar kind of pace and speed. All right, take a pause there. We can do this with toes as well. So if you're in seated, bring your feet forwards a bit more. There's the fast patter of platter, and you can intermingle some slower toe lifts in with some faster patters. In standing, this might feel a little bit trickier. So get into your knees, maybe hold on and just do some slow. You'll feel the shift of weight as well. And then some quicker ones. It's more tricky in standing, this toe tap patter. And if you feel okay, you could come into a light on your toes, mini jog. Bring in some foot pedals in between, and then you've got some little changes of pace, not too much. On the balls of your feet, you'll perhaps feel that you're able to move your feet a bit quicker through. And there we have your sweet treat of sit to stands, your duo of arm curls, and a platter of patter to finish off with. There we go. Right, looks like I've got some message to read. Hopefully that was good for you. Remember, all of these movement minutes that you crowbar in, whether it's with us on a movement snack or on a catch-up, or anything that you decide to crowbar in at any given point throughout your morning, afternoon or evening, they really do build up and make a difference over time. Well, I'm not quite sure whether it's a good thing, but we do need to keep moving. Movement is life, isn't it? If we've not got comfortable movement, then stuff will feel trickier. And hopefully some of you, actually, you've been movement snacking with us for a long time now, some of you, and you've reported some fantastic things to us. So we know this works, and all it is simple day-to-day movement with a little bit of help and a nudge from your movement snack chefs. Thank you very much, everyone. Back to work for me. I've got a Zoom class to do at 1. I might be able to crowbar in a bit of replying to your messages alongside a little bit of lunch. So thanks a lot, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow, 12 noon, same time as always.